Okay guys, so welcome again today to our new unit. We're going to be looking at fractions over the next week and a bit, or a couple weeks. Today we're just going to do an intro lesson into fractions, so it won't take that long, and there's not a ton because this is more of a review for the skills that we're going to need to use. Before you watched this video, you were looking online, you saw the types of fractions. So there are three types of fractions, as I said. The proper fractions, where the numerator is the numerator is smaller than the denominator. An improper fraction, and when is the numerator is greater than the denominator. And then mixed number fraction, which is a whole number with a fraction as well. So the next step I want to talk about is a skill that you're going to need to know how to do, which is converting between mixed numbers and improper numbers, and improper to mixed. So let's say I get an improper fraction. Let's say I get 9/5, and I'm asked to convert it to a mixed number. So that means I'm looking for a whole number as well. What I have to remember, and I know for some of you this is going to be a quick review, what I have to remember is that I'm looking for out of fives. So I'm looking, 5/5 will equal 1. So I'm looking for how many 5/5s I have in here. And there's a couple of different ways to approach this. And again, like, this is a grade 7 and grade 6 kind of reminder, but just so we know, I look at this and I say, okay, how many 5s go into 9? Well, 1 5 goes into 9, right? So that is going to be that 1 5. This 1 is representing 5/5. But once I take that 5 out of this 9, I have to write down the remainder. So once I take the 5 out of the 9, I'm left with 4. So in my mixed number, I'm going to put a 4 up here, and then the remainder, the denominator stays the same, so we don't change that. So just a very basic idea of how to move them over in that way. Same thing if I were to, I'm just going to erase this. If I were to ask you 16/3, I'm asking myself how many 3's go into 16. So I could write that out if I really chose to. I could write that out as long division, which I don't think is really a lot done anymore. So if I do that, I'm going to say how many 3's go into 16? Well, I know 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's 4. So I put a 4 in the ones column, and then I write down the number 12. And I bring this down, okay? It's 4 with a remainder of 4. Okay, so that's the long division way. But if I want to go back to this way, there's 4 3's that are in that. So I'm going to take away 12 from this number. So, oh, sorry, there's actually 5. Oh my goodness, Mr. Burger. Jeez. Sorry, guys. 15. Tell that it's a little bit late again. So 5 remainder 1. So I'm going to put the 5 up here. I take 15. I'm multiplying this by this. So that's 15. I'm going to take that away from here. So it leaves me with 1. So I'm going to go 1/3. Okay, so just again, really, really basic. Now, you might also, though, run into, I'm just going to quickly erase this. You might also run into a situation where you're given an improper fraction. Let's say 12/4. And you're asked to convert it, and when you do convert it, you say to yourself, okay, how many 4's go into 12? Or 12 divided by 4? Well, it's 3, and there's no remainder, so you would actually just get a whole number. So there will be some times where improper fractions will lead you just to a whole number. The other way is to go from a mixed number to an improper fraction. So let's say I'm given 3 and 2/5. So what I got to think about now is a couple steps. Step number 1 is that you're going to move this way. So you're going to multiply first. So you're going to multiply the 3 by the 5, or the 5 by the 3. and then you're going to get an answer. So 5 by 3 is 15. And you're going to take this number, this 15, and you're going to approach, whoops, sorry guys, and you're going to add that number to the numerator. So you're multiplying the denominator by the whole number, getting an answer, and then you're adding that whole number, so you're adding that answer to the numerator. So in the end, I would get 15 plus 2 is 17, and I keep my denominator the same. So 17 over 5. If I look at that, I say, okay, how many times does 5 go into 17? 3 times. Okay, good. If I take 17 minus 15, I'm left with 2. Excellent. So again, very, very simple way of doing things. Let's do one more. If I were to ask you to, take 12 and 2/3 and turn it into a mixed number fraction, sorry, a whole number, sorry guys, an improper fraction, I'm going to take this number, the denominator, I'm going to then multiply it by the whole number. So that number is going to give me 3 times 12 equals 36. I'm going to take that number and I'm going to add it to the numerator, and that 36 plus 2 is 38. I keep my denominator, I just bring it down, and it's 38 over 3. Okay, so again, I know this is a really, really easy reminder for you guys. Just a basic idea of mixed numbers to improper fractions and improper fractions to mixed numbers, because it is going to come into play. So we're going to move on to the next part in the next video, which is to looking at equivalent fractions, okay?